We're going to take a look at the Street Rodder's 50 years of NSRA from the 2019 Street Rod Nationals. The first car we come across is Street Rodder's 2019 Road Tour 55 Ford Custom Line built by Hollywood Hot Rods. Low Car Skippin' Debbie Wells stepped up with the first Road Tour car from 25 years earlier, the Lobeck built blue with white rally stripes 33 Ford Coupe. The car is now a legend, but at the time it was simply given away at the SEMA show. The ZZ Top Eliminator Coupe, owned by Billy Gibbons and built by Buffalo Motor Cars, is perhaps the best known street rod of all time thanks to its appearance in ZZ Top videos. Next in line is Tom McMullen's truly infamous 32 Ford Roadster that for some reason I just flew by. Next up is Fred Warren's gorgeous 33 Ford Roadster designed by Chip Foose and with the body built by Marcel that they named Shockwave. The rod features four-wheel independent suspension, LT4 power, and a Paul Atkins interior. Dave Schutten teamed up with Gaplin Motorsports owner Bo Bachman to build this. Great look back into street rodding's cool and very groovy roots. We love that paint. A lot of good stuff on there. Next in line is Bob Rothenberg's Boyd built 33 Willys Coupe. Truthfully, Bob started the project. It even ran in Rod and Custom in '74, and then after 10 years of slow progress, Bob finally let Boyd finish it. Up next was popular hot rodding's Project X Chevy 210. They didn't give a card for it, but the car serves as a great example for all projects of the era with multiple engines, suspensions, wheels, everything else. Looks like right now it's got a blowing LS power plant in it, but I haven't kept up on it, and I really didn't look it over close enough to be sure. Steve Strope from Pure Vision built this 57 Del Rio for Bob Florine to imagine what it would have looked like if Ford had built a car to compete with Chevy's Nomad, and then Pure Vision later came along and street rodded the crud out of it. Of course, everybody loves the big Ford power plant. Next up is Bobby Alloway's gorgeous 33 Ford Speedstar Coupe, which not only changed the looks of all the cars after it, it ushered in a new era of refined but radical rods that are available as a body for home builders to start playing with. Now we have George Poteet's trend-setting 37 Ford Roadster by Don's Hot Rods that won both the Riddler and America's Most Beautiful Roadster. It is now owned by Paul Trussell, but it still looks as good as it did 20 years ago. Our next car, it's hard to say much more about Little John Butera's white 29 Ford Roadster. This car has set the standard for all Roadsters since. Its latest owner, Carpo Mercagian, has returned the car to closer to its Little John built specifications. There's a couple of little changes, but man, that car, it definitely has the look and feel that car came with originally. Up next is a personal favorite of mine is Magoo built Roadsters and Hot Rods because they're just plain cool hot rods. There's nothing extra, just the plain old good stuff. This one is Magoo's last Roadster rebuilt. It's a perfect ad for what was really cool in early 80s hot rods. There's a little bit of Daryl Zip in that as he was one of Magoo's last employees. And then 20 years after our last Alloway 33 was built, Alloway built this fine 33 Ford Roadster for Larry Olson and picked up America's Most Beautiful Roadster, proving the more things change, the more they stay the same. And finally, we rewind all the way back to 1996, and Alloway's hot rods caught the imagination of the world with this slick 33 Ford Coupe that would end up on the cover of Street Rodder and creating the Alloway look, which as you just saw, still lives on today.